All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome to Hippo Cup 4. It is day one of group stages, and we are bringing you a whole bunch of matches today. I am this one guy, and I'm going to be joined by Chili Repair for at least a few of them this morning, as we meet some of these teams, get their first matches underway, and see how things are going to start off the tournament. Good morning, Chili Repair. How are you doing?
Good morning. I am so excited to cast 47 consecutive matches with you this morning.
I think right now I've got 6 or 7 on the schedule. Yeah, it's gonna be a long day, I think, if especially if these matches are close and competitive. Yeah, we've got it is 7 matches lined up currently, starting now, going until 8 p.m. UTC. 20 UTC would be the last match of the day.
Yeah.
So strap in, get your coffee, get your breakfast. We're gonna be getting underway here with No PP versus No Way from Group H, the number 2 matchup. So this is gonna be the top seed versus the low seed. And you know, it's a group stage, so there's gonna be teams that we're probably not super familiar with. There's gonna be players that we're probably not super familiar with, but we're gonna roll with it, and we're gonna have a good time, hopefully.
What a good time. What a good match to start us off with this year. You got some known players on these teams this morning. Not a ton that I completely recognize, but Kor Kosaki from the South Korean 4WC team, known pretty well throughout the 4-digit scene. Pretty solid tournament player overall. He competes at a fairly high level, so a good player to look out for on no PP. HRHDDT is, I believe, their highest ranked player.
Second, unless it's changed. He was second highest ranked player as of ranks locking. I can't speak to anything that's happened since then.
I see. So definitely a good player for them. So it looks like, yeah, so Golden Mine, they have another player that is gonna take the #1 BWS seeded spot, but HRHDDT being their captain this year. And then Team No Way has some of the staples of the 5-digit community scene. You got Russian Vaxay.
One of the staples of the 5-digit scene.
Yeah.
one of the best known staples of the 5-digit scene for sure. Famous, infamous, call him what you'd like.
Yeah, the big stream player. They got a couple other good ones on there though. Kinoro sitting close to the bottom of their roster, as well as Lisaphoria. Hopefully they have both of them. I'm not entirely sure. In Dahuchka, I have seen around before, but No Way is kind of like the low-seeded Russian team that we have in this tournament. There's not too many all-Russian teams. There is another one in the 22nd seed, which is Zombier's team, and not a ton others than that. There's a lot of like almost all country teams in this tournament.
We were talking about that. It's like once you get into the mid seed on downward, it seems like there's a lot of single country teams. I don't know. I mean, so there's like one all Polish team in top seed, and then obviously this all Korean team in top seed, and an all German team. And then when you go down to like mid seed, there's like all Japanese team, all Russian team, all Canadian team, all German team, all Swedish team, all Netherlands team, all China team, all France team, like all Finnish team, all USA team, another all Japan team, and all Spain team. Like, it's crazy.
Even a Chinese team too. Wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool though. I like that about this tournament, that you get these teams like, you know, it's people who probably wouldn't make their countries like OWC 3WC 4WC rosters, but they get together and form rosters together for this tournament, and it's a good time.
That's crazy. There's almost a roster for like each singular country besides the UK on this. I mean, there is even an Argentinian all roster and an all Netherlands roster on here, all Finland roster,
Dude,
all Turkish roster.
There's an all Colombian roster.
Ooh.
I didn't even know there were 8 like tournament players in Colombia.
Yeah, what the heck? There's all Vietnam roster,
Yeah.
all Brazil. That's a
Dude, that Brazil roster is like a nuts D rank roster, by the way, because they have a 12K player on their team, but they have like Sanji Lift and Guilherme Bulos. So I'm very curious to see what they end up doing, because I mean, they're a 63 seed, but they have like an two OWC players. It's bizarre.
That's a big one. I don't know. There's only 2 all-American teams. There's actually an all-Israeli team in the 56 seed.
Yeah.
Even. That's pretty cool.
Another country I didn't know had 8 tournament players, to be honest.
I know, really. They kind of threw that one together for this tournament, which is always cool. But there's only, 2 all-American teams, given the concentration of U.S. players that normally come out for this tournament. That's fairly surprising. There is a couple of teams that are almost all-American, but like ±1.
There's also like a lot of the top USA players on like other rosters, but I mean, your team is 7 out of 8. So you just decided, let's go get Firstus to put on this roster as well.
You gotta have the one German in there, because Washington is all-American. You got Ganyu Fan Club, which is all-American plus Alpama. I Love Tatsuyama, which is all-American plus Hami TR, which is like almost America. Panama's like almost America, and then it's close enough.
It's in the Americas.
Yeah, it's in the Americas, which is close enough for me. And then Firstus, who is an honorary American on 8 Angry Men.
I think there's one team that's like the strangest mashup of players. Team Avivamen FC, which is like what? Yeah. 3 Argentinian players,
3
4
Argentinians.
4 Australian players, and a Japanese player because
Yeah.
time zones. Because time zones.
Whoever wants to schedule anything in this tournament, there's so many teams with like questionable rosters in here. I mean, the top seeded team, 14 UTC, quite literally has a player from each individual country. There is no 2 players from the same country on that team.
And that's why they're called 14 UTC. And they rescheduled one of their matches to a time that isn't 14 UTC, I'm fairly sure. I was really
UTC,
mad about that.
Yeah.
I talked to Miles before scheduling them because I was like, okay, I'm going to do you guys 14 UTC, but you're going to have a match that's not at 14 UTC unless you're playing on a different week. He's like, that's fine. And then it was apparently just not fine.
It's not okay.
Oh, yeah, and there's Team World Tour, which is also 8 unique countries, I'm fairly sure.
Yeah, that's...
I think Team 8 Cute Boys has like 3 Canadian, 2 UK. They have like 5 countries represented on that team.
Yeah,
so,
they
like
have a good amount of...
those super team. Oh, yeah, Team World Tour is the most like. Well, they only have 7 because there's 2 USA players on Team World Tour. There's Omfen and Chaos Raids, but the others are all unique.
Spamming is pretty... No spamming is pretty diverse as well. 2 Brazil, 2 Argentina, and then you have a Taiwan, a China, an Italy, and a United States. So that's another interesting one.
I love the super teams. They just like put together the most random rosters without caring about time zones at all.
No time zones, just good players.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's the important part, honestly.
GG Dogs and 8 Angry Men are the only ones that fought that through in the top line.
It takes me back to like 2018 when Rubber Conquest was putting together their teams. Like they specifically didn't include anyone from Europe. They had people from the United States and they had people from East Asia, and no one from Europe because it would ruin the time zones.
Oh goodness. I don't know. There's a certain level where even if your own team is good with scheduling, other countries are not going to be good with scheduling. So if you have an all-American roster or like an all-Canadian roster, you might as well grab a European or 2 to throw the
just
mix
for
in
fun.
a little bit. Yeah.
But hey, on that note, we're underway. Speaking of throwing things in, we're getting going. This is gonna be map number 1, Nowhere Overtime Ecstasy, the first map of the tournament on the stream. No mod 4, our nice little mirror alt tech, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
One of the, I think, like 4 or 5 alt maps in this pool. There are a lot of them.
There are a lot of alt maps in quite varying difficulty in this pool. I know I saw in the map pool feedback some people complaining, oh, there's not a tech map this week. It's got a little bit of finger control as you get into the ending. It's not your standard tech map, but when has Hippo Cup ever been standard?
Yeah, the one thing you absolutely cannot expect out of this tournament are like bog standard pools. I think anyone who comes into Hippo Cup expecting the pools to just be like the same as every other tournament is gonna be in for a rude awakening, because this is not that.
Yeah.
We do see a couple early breaks. Verneo from No Way, and then Korkosaki a little bit later on.
Kind of a surprising break from the South Korean team there. That was not a section that I would have expected Korkosaki to break on, but I guess anything can happen. It is score v1, so there's less slider ends being dropped, so the accuracies on average are quite high.
Yeah, you had Kinora holding on to an SS for a long time. You have HRH, and Spectre, both of those 99.5, 99.7. You're keeping that basically just on the accuracy in that early combo lead, but you know, score v1, the later you miss, the worse and worse it gets, especially if the other team is holding on to combos. It's very different sort of gameplay, but Shiden, maybe a misread there on that overlap pattern?
Yeah.
That was right at halfway through, which, you know, not quite as damaging as it would be to score v2. Technically, it's almost better to break there, depending on what the rest of your team is doing. But that's going to be more of a lead for no PP, and Lysophoria breaking as well. This one's kind of over, actually.
Yeah, 3 big breaks right there. Kianoro's really the only one that can confidently combo this, just based on the accuracy. I don't know. Score v1 is difficult in the sense that, you know, wherever certain players break is not... I feel like it's hard to tell where a good place to break is with Score v1, because it's all about combo. So where can you break besides right at the beginning or right at the end that, like, is advantageous to you if you're gonna break?
Yeah, I think the simple answer to that is just don't break forehead.
Yeah, I like that.
If you don't, don't know where to break, just don't break at all. It's very simple, and you know, no PP is kind of proving that here. Actually, the triple FC is still holding on, and they're taking a pretty big lead. That's like 15 million points. So they have a whole player. They have a whole player's worth of score advantage, pretty much. It's
gonna be a massive score lead on the first pick here. Golden Mine really the only one that can't act this. All three of his teammates up on the 99+%. So.
Yeah, this one, this is a good first pick here. Very strong performance from No PP. You know, with it being so early in the tournament, we kind of have to develop like what teams are going to be strong on. And if memory has served from previous tournaments, it seems like these South Korean teams tend to do really well at a lot of different skill sets. So pretty well-rounded typically.
Yeah, they're definitely some of the powerhouse teams a lot of the time until you get to the very, very late stages of the tournament where the maps kind of start to get so, like, ballistically weird that comboing it isn't really an option, and teams just kind of have to be like, all right, can I smash my way through this section of the map? But, you know, I've seen in past years the South Korean teams make it pretty handedly through the first 2 to 3 stages of the tournament for the good South Korean teams. And
we had I think it was Hippo Cup 2, I believe 2 years ago. Team Nursing Home was the South Korean team. I believe they got to losers bracket final, maybe grand final. That was a really strong roster. That was when they brought back a bunch of players that were kind of retired, hence the name Nursing Home. They got to the losers bracket final, lost there, but that was that roster that was like Cine Pacifica, Cream, Corem, Chio, Dungeon, like that was OG South Korean players. So very much capable of good things. High skill caps on those rosters.
Yeah, that's a very good South Korean roster to come out, and I unfortunately don't think we have too many South Korean teams in the tournament this year, with the exception of this one, that are competitive at a very high level.
I think this is the only one, yeah. These are like the only South Korean players in the tournament, I think. Actually, I don't know that there's any South Korean players on any other teams even. There's like not. This is literally the sum total of South Korean players in the tournament.
Yeah, there really just isn't any other South Korean players signed up for other teams, which I guess I can understand. A lot of the other
I lied. Civiloth.
Oh, is Civiloth on a team?
He's on team Gurney squad. Sorry, I'm just like looking through, poring over the team list here.
Scrolling through here to find, I see Civiloth there, but I mean, not too many teams have a time zone that is very friendly to that, so you got to find like a very Western European team maybe, or some Aussies.
Get that Asia/OCE roster going. So first pick from No Way, we're going Nomad 5, the quick little speedy pick here, 230 BPM, just 2 minutes long.
Interesting, they made a decent amount of roster changes. They got Enon on the left hand side there. They got Rush back forward. So it's a big change.
Enon, of course, captain of South Korea 4WC last year. One of their best performing players.
Defeated the United States.
Yeah, he kind of did solo carry that. I can't tell if this song is just really loud or if it's just me.
Yeah, I have like my client's volume perpetually turned down to like 4%, so everything just, I could hear myself think.
Yeah. That is a slider break from Core Kosaki on those buzz sliders, so that's going to give the advantage over to Team No Way. We still have 2 SSs and 2 Hayak FCs. Looks like Enon broke in the first like 20 combo as well. I missed that.
Yeah, that's interesting. He's down just a little bit of combo. His accuracy is right up there, though. I feel like the South Korean teams, for some reason, are never very favored towards speed picks, and I don't know if that's just everyone else's like sheer skill on them, or if it's generally the propensity of South Korean players to not normally play a lot of fast maps.
I'm trying to think of like South Korean speed players. There's like Destiny. That's a break from Delete. That might open the door here a little bit. Another break from No Way could make this winnable for no PP, but so close to the end here, I don't think there's going to be enough time.
Yeah, Korkosaki's not really going to catch Delete's score until the very ending of the map, and even then it's not going to...
Oh, Lysophoria broke right at the end, though. That's a decent amount of score in this last bit of combo. Not quite enough. Wow, that's a 4. That's a... You know, that's close.
Yeah, I'd say maybe what, three or four more seconds, and that probably would have been.
Yeah, if there was another like, not even maybe 100 combo actually, maybe less at the end, that would have been definitely doable for no PP. But that break from Lysophoria was just so late. The score gap actually a little different. It was 1.8 million, so I guess we missed something there. Maybe he didn't actually break. Was that a ban? No, he did actually break. Huh? It looked less than that. It was 1.8 million if you look in the MP link though.
Delete with a 1 miss 0-100, Lysophoria with the 1x100.
Russian Vaxe with the SS casual.
Yeah, what a guy. Spectre with the 1x100 as well. This map is not your most difficult speed map ever.
No, it's group stage. You can't expect it to be super difficult. Russian Vaxe with the SS, rank 13k by the way.
Rank 13k by the way. I've heard a lot of stuff about Russian Vaxe in early stage versus late stage lately, and kind of in tournaments as a whole. And based on what I've heard from everybody that has given their little bit of input, Russian Vaxe is very good at streams, stamina, and kind of like speedy burst stuff, and on everything else doesn't really make the cut very well. So Russian Vaxe is going to be very useful in stuff like no mod 2s, no mod 5s, some of the faster free mods, and then like DT 1 and 3 and maybe 4 later.
I can't wait for DT 4s.
DT 4s, the gimmick DT speedy.
DT 4 is my favorite map. The 300 BPM DT picks that Habib just throws in. Actually, free mod. Let's be real. Free mod 3 is the best map in this pool.
Free mod 3 is always the best map.
Ed and Eddie. Ed and Eddie.
Oh god, the nostalgia factor of that map for me.
Actually, this hidden 2 though. Click Clockwood, also a banger.
Oh yeah, that's an old one as well. This is not a map that is short on time here. Ranked on the 30th of December in 2011.
I just realized this map is called Super Hard. Like,
super hard.
It's 5.64 stars, but it's a hard diff, you know?
Well, you have to remember, this is Zetera's idea of super hard. Zetera, known speed player in the OSU community.
And Hard Rock 2. Give me the next pick. So we're going back to the alt sort of skill set. Sound Solar's Funky Life. Is this actually only 4.86 stars, or does that not have the Hard Rock conversion? No, this is actually only 4.86 stars.
Yeah.
The star rating kind of belies the actual difficulty of this map, though.
Definitely. You know, I just found out Click Clock Wood was Shiro's 15th map that they ranked, and they now have 27.
Wait, that's Shiro. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was Shiro, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't know it was either until I clicked on it, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Today I learned that Shiro has a contributor badge.
A contributor badge has been a GMT for 5 years.
Okay, so Habib put Click Clock Wood in this pool. Do you think he put that in before or after putting in Dancing Kung Fu, which is Shiro's top play?
Ooh.
You think there's any relation, or you think he was just like going to put them both in and it's just happenstance?
He might have like been going through, and when he was scrolling down for Shiro maps, happened to see Dancing Kung Fu and was like, yeah, this is a banger, and just kind of threw it in. It's worth it.
That's pretty funny.
I cannot wait for all the teams that 4-way HDHR free mods this weekend, because score V1 moments.
We're gonna have a couple of player changes here for team No PP. We're gonna be seeing Ariadna and Piper for the first time, who are the two of the three players on their team that I've really never heard of. Piper and Ariadna, along with Golden Mine, the three on that team that I'm unfamiliar with. They're gonna be joining Lee Yoon Hyuk and Inan. And got a tournament client moment. As the client does not want to load Shiden. Okay, maybe it's just... Okay, there we go. It's like, maybe it's just Shiden.
Yeah, it was internet problems.
No, comrade, the Russian internet is the best in the world.
Of course. Everyone knows that Russian internet and French internet are the best in the world. Oh, good.
French internet is fantastic, except when it's at 16 UTC and it's dinner time.
Or in 4 WC when it takes 27 minutes to load in.
God, I don't want to ever go through that again. Can you please not trigger my PTSD? Thank you.
That was so bad.
This is actually like a pretty tricky map in the sort of rhythm sense. You know, obviously the raw difficulty is not that high, but I feel like you have to be decent with rhythm, especially with it being hard rock. You see Russian Vaxay with the break, you saw Shiden with the early break, as well as Leon Huke. So, gotta kind of get comfortable with the way this map plays.
Yeah, the South Korean team definitely a little bit more well-versed in the gimmick style skill set, and I think with a lot of these linear, really low BPM patterns, it kind of favors them just a little bit, especially with Piper looking very confident in terms of everything right now, that 98%, 0.5% plus there. Oh, and there goes Lee and Hook.
He's having a little bit of trouble in this pick. Gonna open the door up? No way. I mean, you've got a third of the map still to go, and they are holding on to 4 big combos, and there goes Lee and Hook again.
Ooh, there goes Verneo, though.
And you're like absolutely 1 second ahead of me. This is so sad.
It's
literally like 1 second. All right, well, that break from Verneo is gonna steal it, I think. Very nice accuracy for both Enon and Piper. When you consider Ariadna down at 92%, Russian Vaxay the highest at 90, just under 96%. This is a tough map to hack, I think. It's one of those, like, if you can single tap this, actually just single tap it because your hack will be better, and that's what Russian Vaxay is doing.
Yeah, I could definitely see a lot of players single tapping this map. It is certainly not on the faster side. If you are a speed player at 130 BPM, this is kind of comfortable single tapping for a lot of players in here. I mean, I think I could envision Malteser single tapping this. If Donut is on a team, I would definitely see him single tapping this map.
He has his usual team, doesn't he? Don't they have
yeah, do they have the
Infirms?
Infirms
Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with Slowburn on that team, speaking of people who are pretty fast.
Yep. And then you got a couple other good speed players in here. I assume if Toki plays this map, it'll be a single tap. Abraham R, I think, would probably single tap this, if not synchro. So,
anybody want to translate what the Russians are saying, if that's actually hello or if it's something completely unrelated and they're just trolling?
I need
Why do I feel like that's probably not actually just hello? And as you said, the Nomad 2 pick, Russians good with these kind of mechanics-y type of maps. Good tech. Another nice little short map. A lot of short picks in this pool. Thank you, Habib. Very much appreciated.
Let's see if I can figure out what that first message says.
All right. According to chat, they're not trolling, so I'm just gonna go with it.
That first message is definitely high.
All right.
I don't know what the other one is, but there's just like 6,000 different ways to say hi.
I'm glad I can trust that they're not trolling. That's good.
That's good. Nice job. Nice job, Russian team. Then you have some Korean being typed out in the chat as well. That is...
And some Japanese, apparently.
Japanese, yeah.
It's truly an international chat here at Hippo Cup.
HRHDDT, savant of languages.
A little bit of English, native Korean speaker, a little Japanese in there for good measure. Why not?
Why not?
And we're going to be underway here. Map number 4, the second pick from No Way. Good tech, which is, despite its name, not a tech map. It's Nomad 2.
It's more like, this is in fact not similar to Good Bounce as well.
No, it's not.
If you're wondering.
This is actually just like a baby Nomad 2 map, like a group stage Nomad 2 pick. It's got streams.
There are those doubles.
Yeah, there's a little bit of finger control to it, but mostly it's pretty comfy. I think this is about 190 BPM, so.
Yeah, the streams themselves are insane. Okay, HRHDDT just could not do that.
Well,
like he quite literally could not. It happened. It went downhill very fast for him.
that was not how you play streams, and that is a 4-way SS on Team No Way through the first couple hundred combo. Korkosaki and Spectre both holding the SSs as well, but HRHDDT not having a good time.
Enon not close, not too close, not too far behind rather with that 1x100 that he's got. But I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen on these doubles. They're linear doubles. They're stacked like right next to each other, on top of each other. But if you don't get the velocity going over those right, you could see some decent breaks coming there. Let's see who breaks on. Spectre goes on the first one.
Yep. Russia still holding the 4-way SS. Russian team still holding the 4-way SS through those first couple sets of those doubles.
Yeah, they've gotten those.
All right,
doubles
they're
down.
pretty set here with a 4 million, 5 million point lead. There's a break from Enon.
One break from the Russians.
Yeah. Not the end of the world. Russian Vaxe, Kinoro still holding onto those SSs.
Yeah, not too much you can do about this. I think those doubles are pretty easy if you've practiced the map and you've gotten it down that you quite literally need to hit those doubles like they are a stream. You just need to... All right, Kinoro misses a jump. You need to hit them like they're a stream, because a lot of people play those doubles like they're actual doubles, and they like hit one and then they stop and then they go for the other two, and that's where you break on those.
Now I understand why people have been talking about this mapper not being Hanser. I didn't understand because I hadn't watched the entire map. Now I understand. It's the Hanser doubles, and that is a 1x100 FC from Russian Vaxe and a 1 miss 0-100 from Kinoro. 2-100 from Shiden, with one of those being a slider end. So, well, this is going pretty smoothly for both these teams so far on their own picks, huh?
Looking pretty solid. Korkosaki really the only one that was super confident in that map. A lot of little breaks here and there. Spectre had that. And the HRHCDT, I'm not entirely sure what happened on that.
He just fell off that
stream.
one early stream. Yeah, that was really weird. Not something you'd expect to see happen on a map like that, but yeah, like that's not where you normally would expect a miss on that map. You'd expect it, you know, on like the doubles or something, not on just one of the early streams. But it happens.
Yeah, even a slider break I think I could have seen before that stream miss right there, just because of the placement of everything. But you know, anything can happen, I guess. Maybe nerves take effect if you're seeing the other team going like 4-way double S. I'm sure the pressure, you know, kind of puts on a little bit to start comboing through the map.
Well done for No Way though. Now the concern that I guess you have, you know, they've picked like two mechanics. They picked kind of the quote-unquote speed map. They picked the stream map. Like, where do they go next? Because no PP looked a lot better on the the less mechanics-y stuff that they picked, and I feel like there's gonna be more of that remaining in the pool than there is of the kind of stream mechanics stuff. It's gonna be interesting to see what No Way does with their picks going forward. But first, we're gonna go Nomad 3, as we're hanging out in the Nomad pool a little bit more. Otoshimae, the OWC map set. Not the OWC diff, that would be a little crazy for group stage, but this is still like the second top diff anyway.
Yeah, so this is like the real alt map in the pool. This is like the purposeful. This should be alt map type pick, I guess.
Also, the song is a banger. Polka Dot Stingray is so good.
Yeah.
Really good song. Okay, who is Delete? Why do I not know who Delete is?
Elite.
That's got to be a name change
It.
that they didn't tell us about. I'm gonna go find out who that is. Wait, that's a Russian player. Okay, they're just on the wrong side. All right, I was super confused there for a second, but it's actually just a Russian player.
Yeah.
Don't scare me like that, going to the wrong side of the screen, bro.
Oh God, be spooky.
Actually, yeah, so that's like their second lowest ranked player on the Russian side. Alright. I just managed to be confused and be unconfused in about a 10-second time span.
That's what life's all about on Saturday mornings.
Listen, I've had 1 cup of coffee. Clearly that should be enough to have me ready to go for the rest of the morning.
None cup of coffee, got out of bed in anticipation for Hippo Cup starting this weekend. It's a good day.
Dude, I woke up to like make sure the first, I checked my phone to make sure the first match was going okay, and it was already like 50, it was like 5:15. I just happened to wake up, wasn't intentional, and then fell back asleep for like 3 hours.
Honestly, this morning was such a weird feeling. I don't think it's been like since
What?
OWC I've woken up in the morning and been like, oh yeah, I want to commentate a match today.
Golden Mine? Anybody else? Wait, no, he actually, yeah, he just like didn't exist on the first couple notes. That was odd. Also, we're Bancho lagging. We're Bancho lagging. Let's go. So yeah, this is kind of more of a tame map of this song compared to the diff that people have seen before in OWC and probably at least one other tournament since then. This was in, that diff was in NADT as well. Chiden with a slider break though. Into the first ski eye.
This is probably, in my mind, the most difficult map in the pool. There are so many little things you can break on here.
This type of map, it always feels to me on alt picks that you can just break on literally anything, but I'm also not a good alt player, so that might be a little bit of a personal problem.
Yeah, there goes Verneo. Yeah, I'm not the best alt map player either, so maybe I'm a little biased towards this being difficult.
Right? I always am like, man, this alt map is so hard, and it's actually just because I suck at alt, but...
Yeah, I mean, if anyone watched Nick's tournament last night with Flying Tuna and Arnold kind of just rocking the hell out of that alt map, where Arnold just hits, like, the section of Destiny. That was...
Dude, I feel bad for Arnold. He had, what, like a 4-0 lead? Or 4-1 at least, and he ended up just getting Flying Tuna on. Oh, Golden Mine with another break. Halfway through. I don't know that that's going to really matter because they've got the three-way. Russian Vaxay breaking to match Korkosaki to match Kinoro to match Shiden. Okay. Well,
shaking.
No Way just has no combo anymore, and Piper and Spectre held through that little weird section, so.
Oh, there goes Piper. There's not really anyone to match Spectre.
Yeah, Spectre just carries this, especially with the break from Verneo. That was the last combo for No Way at all. So NoPP's got this one in the bag if they didn't already. 15 million score. Not really any way to make that up.
Ooh, gosh, that was two very big breaks for the South Korean team. Kinoro!
Kinoro? Was that a slider break? What did he do?
Kinoro has done some very interesting things on the slow section with his like cursor, where it just kind of freaks out. Oh god.
All right, well,
yeah.
I mean, it was already over, but we're just gonna watch Spectre on those little spaced kind of triple-y things.
Welcome to Hippo Cup. This is a glimpse into the later stages of this tournament where one player can kind of just rock out on a map.
Yeah, Spectre's like en route to almost 1v4 tier performance here because No Way just cannot play this map all that well. They have no combo on anyone.
Yeah, Kinoro is really the only one that is comfortable on this map on that team. 99% now, but the combo just not holding up.
Spectre is single-handedly combo gaming No Way.
Yeah.
Like, he has 97% accuracy, but he's got the FC, and that's really all that matters.
So maybe this map is about as difficult as we think it is.
All right, yeah.
Not really anyone could do super well on that. Spectre, jeez.
Yeah, 6 million points away from a 1v4 performance, and that's on Score V1, mind you. All he needed, like, they literally, like, Spectre plus anyone was a 2v4 for no PP. That was really good for them.
Yeah,
these alt picks just working out.
I know, really. This is, you know, I feel like a lot of group stage matches are going to be like this, given the level of the pool and how ridiculously stacked a lot of the teams are this year for early stage performances. It's going to be a battle to the death for, you know, a spot out of these groups here. They're really just a lot of, I mean, I'll pick out my own group, I guess, because it's kind of stupid, but top-seeded high-tier team with the top, like, one of the top-seed teams to the mid-tier down to the lower tier.
Yeah. You have the highest ranked mid-seed team.
Is Rugia the highest ranked low seed
Rugia,
team as well?
No, I don't think so. Rugia is relatively low seeded. Morik, actually, wait. You actually have the highest ranked mid seed and the highest ranked low seed in your group.
Bad.
What the heck? That's such bad RNG, dude.
Not okay. This is not okay.
And then Rugia, who are like one of the best bottom seed teams.
Yeah, unironically, they're probably the most experienced bottom seed team.
Yeah, that I didn't realize that you had seeds 17 and 33 in your group. Oh my god.
Really. Whoever got Washington as their bottom seed is in for
that group.
Washington is the best bottom seed.
Washington's so good. They're just all like really underranked. Actually, that's going to be an interesting group because like they don't actually have the strongest of the top like 2 seeds groups. Like they have Greg as their top seed and Cole del Bos as their high seed, which are like good teams but not amazing teams. It's like the like second tier German team in this tournament, and then Greg. I don't even remember who's on Greg. Oh, that's like the
Greg
random assortment of people.
Taika's team. It's the one from Test Tournament. It's like a compilation of players from that, but they kind of brought it back. I really very, very much could see Washington making out of groups in first place out of that group.
I'm always a little biased toward Washington just because I'm friends with a few of the players on that team and they're really cool guys, but I think that group is going to be super competitive regardless. I don't know if I get any matches from that on stream or if or when. I think
Do they play next weekend?
Well, they play one of their matches later today. Draft Dodgers versus Washington is actually today 17 UTC, but I think I have a different match on at that time. So I'll probably try to get one of their other matches on stream maybe tomorrow or next week, depending.
So they rescheduled their other one, it looks like.
Yeah, they rescheduled to next week, I'm pretty sure, or something.
Back to back next Sunday.
Yeah. So we'll get to see probably Greg versus... I want to get Greg versus Washington on stream at least next week, probably.
Yes, 17 and then 18:30 will be their matches.
Makes me wish that we could schedule like League of Legends Worlds where you just have it spread out over so many days that you stream every single match.
Yeah.
But unlucky.
Like
Anyway.
a 4-day tournament weekend.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Thursday through Sunday, yeah. Anyway, back into Hard Rock here. So we're re-entering the Hard Rock zone with another kind of mechanics-y map. Again, this is another stream pick here for No Way.
Yeah, I could see this coming out from them. This makes a lot of sense to me. Their side, although I think No Way is probably going to run out.
Oh, Russian backside. What?
What did he miss on? What did he miss on?
That's unlucky.
Well, Lee and Hugh broke as well, so it's not the end of the world. 3 FCs to 3. This is gonna stay really close because this map is very short. I mean, this is only there's not a huge amount of combos. This is only a minute and 30, or no, yeah, minute 30-ish. Oh boy, this might like actually just low-key come down to accuracy because I don't know that anybody else is gonna break in this ending.
Yeah, I know. My tournament client's having an aneurysm, and the entire Russian team is just non-existent for me.
Russian Vaxe has a 40 combo lead over Lee and Hugh, but he has a 0.5% active. Oh, he slider breaks and Dahuchka breaks. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, you hate to see it, man. That's no good way to lose a map right there. Lee and Hugh breaking at the end, but the triple FC from no PP coming in. Enon, Ariadna, and HRHDDT doing their part. That was pretty close, though. 1.5 million points is not a big margin. Actually, 1.3 million points, excuse me. Not a big margin at all.
Not a big margin if it was a 1v1. This is a 4v4 too. That's it.
Yeah. When the map isn't even 600 combo long, I guess you do have a little bit of probably a little closer scores, I should say. But that is the first break point of the match, and that's going to give No PP a match point as they look to go 1-0 in their group.
Gonna have a good start to go on here for them. Not surprising. They're gonna have an interesting group. They got to work their way through the 2 other teams.
Oh, 2-0 in their group, excuse me. Sorry, they played the first match of the day. Or an early match of the day.
Did they play against Pizza Uni or?
They played against Doomlay Club. They played against their high seed actually earlier, so
right.
they just kind of have their matches in order. They go like high seed, mid seed, low seed.
Okay, yeah, so they're looking to make it out of their group undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, if they win this match, they pretty much just advance onward. I think it would be pretty hard for them to go even 2-1, but they're gonna go. I don't see any way they would ever lose to Pizza Uni. So
yeah, it could be interesting because it is based on Maps 1 as well. So you know, if No PP won their other match by a very small margin of maps, then if they did lose to Pizza Uni, they could have a problem, but then again,
it was 5-3, so
I think it really is going to come down to the amount of maps won in a lot of these groups. It's going to be kind of interesting to see.
There's such super competitive groups this year that I think that's definitely a likelihood.
Yeah, this is going to be the satisfaction you're going to get from making it out of groups this year is definitely going to be a little bit greater than in past years.
Yeah, I just remember looking at the sign-up list. You know, once ranks were locked, you know, the lowest ranked team is like 3K average BWS or something like that. Wait, what the heck just happened? That was weird.
Anyway, the lowest ranked team is 3K BWS, 3.6K BWS, something like that.
And last year it was like 9K. Like,
Yeah.
it's insane how competitive the tournament is this year in terms of rank.
Last year's seed 64 was a team that was average of 10.8K, excuse me. So, and like, if you find the same rank last year, it was like the 36 seed or 37 seed as this year's 64 seed.
Yeah, you know, I feel like this year compared to last year, last year had a lot of ridiculously good teams and very high concentration in top seed, which put all of the competitiveness right there. And honestly, again, you do kind of get hints of that. There are like 3 or 4 top seeded teams that are kind of just like way stacked above the rest of the teams in this tournament. But as far as like early stages are concerned, the tournament is way more competitive this year than last year. There's so many teams that can kind of just like roll through early stages with 4-way FCs that it's accuracy.
Yeah,
on Score V1.
Yeah. I just remember last year. I mean, last year you looked at the signups and it was like, well, I guess Konyo's big team versus Pocket Galaxy is the grand final. I guess that's just gonna happen. This year, it's like a little
UTC,
less guaranteed.
GG Dogs, 8 Angry Men, no spamming, 8 Cute Boys, Bad Kittens. There's like
Right, like there's a bunch of good teams up at the top end, and then you know, if you even look at like which teams will get to, you know, quarterfinals and semifinal, like top 8, top 12. There's a lot of options, a lot of teams that are going to be really good.
Even that Russian team up at the top. Okinatori, Blazing, Zin, Delis, Menewa, DJ Iban, Komachi, Baka, and Retina. That is very good Russian team.
That's like their team from last year with Delis on it.
Yeah. You know
Delis is low-key maybe the best player on that team too. Delis is so good.
Delis is their breakthrough player that they need. Russia normally hits that brick wall at like semifinals level, and Delis is the key to breaking that wall down. He's got the sledgehammer. They're going to go through that.
Delis is a sledgehammer. I just picture
Delis
they're
is
like
a
holding
sledgehammer.
Delis, and like the wall just has a sign on it saying semifinals, and they're just holding him like a battering ram.
I wish Delis had a name that you could split into like 2 different parts. Like you're like 14, you have like Denny or Sledgehammer Nazar, like in quotation.
Yeah. Shiroha, my mommy.
Shiro, my mommy.
That was quite the name change.
Ches Troll Bananas.
Ches Cheddar Panorama Bananas. Oh man, so it's gonna be
Mother, the last of the Hard Rocks, is possibly the final pick of this match. 5.62 stars, the longest map we'll have played at 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Actually, just kidding. 6 seconds shorter than overtime. I lied. I'm sorry.
Oh, delete.
Delete? Hello?
What?
This is actually like an interesting, it's kind of I feel like a pattern-based map where you have kind of those linear patterns, you have those triangle patterns, stuff like that. You just have to keep your focus on those.
Yeah, there's been a lot of interesting breaks on the side of the no way, where it kind of just makes me wonder, like, are you prepared to read AR-10 right now type breaks? Like, this map is not particularly difficult in terms of patterning in the beginning of the map. And having breaks here, and a lot of accuracy drops for everyone. Jeez,
Delete Kino Spectre, all just gone. Wait, why is Russian Vaxay not playing this? I feel like Russian Vaxay should be in for this. 216 BPM, and it has some streams, and well, bursts at least.
Basic mechanics like aim and burst.
Yeah. Weird to see him not in on this map. Those longer bursts actually can like come out of nowhere and be surprising. You see Lysophoria breaking one of them right there.
Oh god, these linear patterns are always interesting as well.
It's so easy to break on the linears in this, dude. Like, if you're, like you said, if you're not super prepared for AR-10, like, you can just misread stuff in this, especially with some of the overlaps that that are the present.
Good confidence through the rest of no PP here, though. Those 3 FCs still holding in place. This is basically over. If no PP doesn't find 2 breaks right now, this is over.
Yeah, they have to basically break in this slow part, and No Way would still have to FC the rest of the map because they just don't have a lot of combo. They only have the 1 FC on Shiden. don't know that this is really comebackable. I think we're going to be past the point of no return here very rapidly.
Yeah, I'd say once we get right before that quarter-way left point in the map, this is probably done.
This song reminds me so much of Ghost of Lorelei.
It really does.
Oh, well, there's a break
on,
from
but it might be too late.
I don't know if it's too late, but I just don't know if No Way has the combo to make it happen.
I think my problem is it's 11k and climbing on the. Oh, there goes. Yeah,
a million, you mean?
Yeah, Lycoria breaks.
Yeah, Lycoria breaks. Yeah. Somebody in chat was probably like, duh, T1G, it's by the same artist as Ghost of Lorelei, to which I say, yes, that's the point.
That's the point. Even if it's by the same artist, it still sounds similar.
Nick actually said it too.
I hadn't looked at chat, and Nick actually said exactly that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm just a prediction god. So, you see No PP kind of run away with this one. Golden Mine and Piper still on those FCs. Spectre with a big combo backing them up. And with a break from Kinoro, if it wasn't already over, which it was.
Goodbye to Team No Way. A valiant performance earlier on in the match. They had those 2 picks they looked good on.
Yep. They, I think this is a team that, you know, like we were talking about, they're going to be good at their skill sets, but some of the other stuff they're a little shaky on, those kind of gimmickier skill sets. Whoa! All right, somebody just pieced out. So we'll see how they do against, you know, the other teams in this group. That drops them down to 0-1. No PP goes to 2-0 in their group. Pretty much assured of making it out, now beating the high seed and the mid seed, or the mid seed and the low seed, I guess.
Yeah,
if you're doing the high, mid, low, bottom, that's a mid and low seeds. No PP with just their bottom seed left, and that's a match that they'll be playing tomorrow to go 3-0 if they win it. But that's a very good performance. I mean, the double FC there from Piper and Golden Mine, Spectre with the S rank, just the relatively early slider break. No PP looking pretty good. 5-2 final score.
Yeah, this is solid finish from them. Overall, looking pretty good as a team. No Way, again, it's one of those teams where it's like, it's the Russians, but it's also like the 5-digit tournament scene Russians, basically.
One of them.
Like one of them, yeah.
Oh, it's like, I don't know. Most of these people are ones that I'm not as familiar with. They're like
they don't play tournaments.
Yeah,
besides,
just
like,
Russian Vexay.
Like maybe Kinoro plays quite a few tournaments, but other than that,
Oh, Kinoro, yeah.
Yeah, there's not much else there in terms of tournament experience. So I guess a lot of them might just not be as ready for some of the more awkward skill sets, but they held it well together for a little while. They got 2 points, which gives them a good chance of making it out of their group if they're able to pull out a win against the bottom seed and take enough maps against the high seed team.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to go to 2-1, I think, minimum, unless you have 3 teams that all go 1-2.
Yeah.
You basically have to go 2-1 to get out. I think you pretty much have to win 2 matches. So this group, I think, might end up being decided by Doomley Club versus No Way a little bit later on today, because if I'm, assuming that the low seed, the bottom seed in that group goes 0-3, which they may and they may not. I don't really know much about Pizza Uni. It's not if memory serves, it's not a roster that I was familiar with. It's the Finnish team. Yeah, I know 2 people from that team. If they go 0-3, then it just comes down to who wins between No Way and Doomley Club. If they win one of those matches, then the group gets very interesting. So the fun thing about group stages, a lot of things up in the air. But yeah, it's going to be No PP. Looking a calm, clean 2-0. So that'll be that. No other matches to switch to right now, but we will have in about just under 10 minutes. We are going to have the second match of the day, which is going to be going over to Group F. It's going to be the team we talked about a little bit, GG Dogs, in their matchup against the high seed, or the mid seed, I should say, in their group, Ganyu Fan Club, which is another team that we actually mentioned a little bit previously as well.
Yeah. That's
going to be, let's see.
10 minutes.
Yeah, I would say GG Dogs, of course, Okinatori, Blazink, that roster that we mentioned. Ganyu, one of the 2 fan clubs, right? Because we have Ganyu Fan Club and Tateyama Fan Club. Or I love Tateyama, so not quite a fan club, but a similar sort of idea. I don't know many people on Ganyu Fan Club. I know Alpama, who's an Australian player. Friends, of course, the Nomad 2 mapper. Suicune 3, who's a tournament staffer, I believe, mostly. I don't know a lot about him as a player.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes in terms of stacking, but I don't really know what picks they would go for.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't think this match really can go any way other than like probably a 5-0 because GG Dogs is one of the best like 5 teams in the tournament. But